What's going on, sports fans? It's your boy Fresh, aka Brandon, back with you with another episode. I'm not sure if y'all had a chance to watch that LaVar Ball interview last night. If you did, if you did watch it, then you definitely probably feeling like I did, very entertained. If you didn't, you missed quite possibly one of the most theatrical interviews I've seen in quite some time, especially on a network like CNN, where it's supposed to be the key word, serious information and journalism that goes on. But for those who may have been out listening and may just, I don't know if you've been hiding on a rock for the past week or so, LaVar Ball's middle son, LiAngelo, along with two of his teammates were caught shoplifting in China, and they were detained at basically a luxurious hotel for about 5 days, waiting on to see what the ruling was going to be in terms of them being able to go home back to the United States. And there was a lot of hoopla, a lot of uproar going on. LaVar Ball, he was out there promoting the Big Baller brand. They had a couple pop-up shops, one in Shanghai and one in Hong Kong. And there were some reports that came out in terms of what LaVar would have to say about it, and he said some things that people in his camp and probably the Chinese authorities didn't necessarily want to get let out when he was asked about LiAngelo's involvement, and he said something to the effect of it's not a big deal. People are making it out to be a big deal, and I'm sure there were some underlying tones that he meant by that, and he kind of clarified those last night on the broadcast or the interview that he did with CNN. And basically, what ended up happening was President Trump was over there as well, taking care of some business. He had a tour that he was doing in China and some other places. And word got back to him about the 3 UCLA basketball players that were detained, and everybody just wanted this whole thing to go away. No one wants an international type of story to go on, and LaVar has his side of it. Of course, Donald Trump had his side on it, and he felt that his involvement with him being the president of the United States, he wanted it to be expedited and being taken care of, and his influence helped resolve the matter. In his words, in his eyes. So basically what ended up happening was he gets back and they make a statement. LiAngelo, Cody Riley, and the other teammate made a statement about them being back home and offering their gratitude to President Trump. And that was actually after he sent a tweet saying, basically, and I'm paraphrasing, it'd be nice if the UCLA basketball players would say thank you for me helping them out. Just kind of wanted to make sure that he was giving his just due, so to speak. So LaVar was then interviewed recently about what Donald Trump had to say, and his first response, according to the ESPN report, was who? That was his response. And if you've been following Donald Trump for the past year that he's been president, he's definitely come across as one that likes to be recognized, and I'm sure that if when you heard it, based on how he's shown himself to be, he didn't necessarily take it the best way, and that pretty much prompted him to tweet something else, actually twice, to a regular Joe. At least he was at least a year ago. And LaVar Ball, the president of the United States, gets on his Twitter account, if that's even him, but that's another story, gets on his Twitter account and says, basically, oh, so now the parents of one of the players, LaVar Ball, decides that he don't even want to acknowledge or put some respect on my name, basically, that I helped get his son, along with his teammates, out of China. I should have just left their behinds over there in China for 3 to 10 years and let them deal with the situation. So LaVar, I'm sure, was asked about this and prompted the interview last night. And his words, and I actually agree with a lot of what he said, was look, I was already over there handling my business. I had people on the ground. I have an influence with my Big Baller brand and a lot of associates that I've, and the connections that I've made. who's to say that? How do y'all know that we weren't already getting this situation handled before Donald Trump was even over there? He wasn't even over there for them, and he was saying that I'm not just going to go around saying thank you to everybody, you know, just because you said you may have had a conversation. How do you know that your conversation was the reason that President Z allowed the players to go home? Especially when we already had some of the things taken care of. So he had some nice sound bites in terms of entertainment. And, you know, one of them was, you know, I would have said thank you if Donald would have came from over here, United States, and drove and flew his plane out there, grabbed the boys, and then brought him back on his jet. I would have said thank you for them, because in his eyes, that would be considered, you know, he's going out of his way. He's not just trying to just put a little word in somebody's ear. He's actually concerned. He's actually saying, hey, there's 3 guys over there that are possibly going to be detained for 3 to 10 years over something stupid, such as stealing sunglasses. And I don't want to see that happen. Let me go get on Air Force One, deal with the situation, bring these kids back, so forth and so forth. So I can see LaVar's point on that one. And he also mentioned that, you know, the president has other affairs to attend to. Why is he even commenting on this? That, of course, is his opinion, whether you agree with it or not. A lot of people probably do agree with that in terms of how lately the president has mentioned things that have absolutely nothing to do with the office itself. So if you're looking for entertainment, I suggest that you go and check that out. It was definitely something that was to me was worth my 23 minutes. So that's how long the interview was. So whether you agree with it or not, let me know if you agree with it. Like I said, it's so funny to me that this man has now added to his list in terms of people who have responded to him, whether it's by name or indirectly. Michael Jordan, who arguably is the greatest basketball player ever. LeBron James, who some people consider the greatest basketball player ever. And now Donald Trump. And there's so many countless others who have basically stooped to his level, which is now raised up, you know, basically on their level, if not even higher, some of them, to even respond to him. And they've given him exactly what he's wanted, and it's so shrewd by him. And that's the reason why I respect the guy so much. It's so shrewd, the fact that, you know, he has been so consistent in the way that he is going about things. It is so amazing how this one man who has been loud, braggadocious, he comes off obnoxious at times, but he has had a plan from the beginning. And that's one thing that I've always said, that from my observation of LaVar, he is so strategic, and he comes off as some moronic, idiotic buffoon that people don't take the time to sit back and say, you know, I wonder if he actually might possibly know what he's doing in this whole situation. Is it plausible to believe that this man, who has gotten the ones that I just mentioned to respond to him, and countless others who have commented on someone who lived in Chino Hills, a place I never even knew existed until a few months ago or so. And it's just only elevated Big Baller Brand to where people were laughing at him just a few months ago in May when he released those shoes, the original ZO2s. People had laughed at this man and said the shoes are terrible. This thing is just a fly by night, and these shoes are about to hit people's feet in a few days or so, per their website with the shipping. So this is only going to elevate Big Baller Brand even more. And I'm really curious to see what a lot of y'all have to say about this. I'm curious to see how this thing is going to unfold once the Melo Ball 1 shoes get released to the ones who purchased them, as well as the ZO2s. When people actually get those on the feet, because that was the biggest thing about it. He had been selling merchandise under Big Baller Brand well before he started really getting into the shoe game. So this week and next week, I think, is really huge for LaVar and for Big Baller Brand specifically. So I'm really curious to see how this whole thing shapes out. But let me know what you think. Drop a comment below. Please make sure you subscribe. I'm also on Twitter as well. I'm really starting to get that page jumping. Got a lot of opinions and a lot of things I've been tweeting out here lately. Don't have a lot of followers yet, so please follow my Twitter at Talking with Fresh. That's TalkinWithFresh. You can also click on the link. I'll have that up here as well, in the description as well. So Talking with Fresh on Twitter. Subscribe to my channel. I got a lot more content coming, so just stay tuned. But for now,